Hey guys, this is Spazman13579 here, and a lot of you guys requested a locomotive roster kind of update video, so this is what that's going to be. Now I'm going to go through every locomotive I have because a lot has changed since the last video I made for you guys. There's a lot of new things you have not seen, a lot of projects I've been working on, a lot of kit bashing things and whatnot, so let's get right into it here. This might just be the engine you guys have seen for the longest amount of time. It's a super old Atherm Blue Box SW1200. It was on Millsburg yard number 4. I took the 4 off. That was the most recent thing I did. I haven't touched this engine in a very long time. It was a Southern engine. I patched it out. I actually made a video on how to patch out logos. You can check it out right here. Very strange thing. I don't know what the heck I was doing when I put these detail parts on it way back in the day. Millsburg yard number 4. This is SPGP35 number 6322. You guys might remember this engine because this was in one of my very first videos ever, which was the Millsburg train crash of 1975. That was such a dumb video. Please don't go watch it. I'll link it right here, but don't go watch it. It's terrible. But this actually is not that original engine. I took it apart for pieces and parts, and I took the motor out, and the frame got chopped up and whatnot. So I'm really not sure what happened to it, but my buddy Paul Springowski, otherwise known as Norfolk Southern Model here on YouTube, he actually built me another version of 6322. This is exactly how it was before whatever the heck happened to it. It came out really good. He custom painted everything on it. It's a very basically detailed engine. It's a Cato, by the way. Cato makes it, you can see right there. There's a few details here and there that Cato did not apply, like the light cluster in the front. It really did come out quite nicely. This is a DWP RS11 number 3612. This was given to me by my friend Paul Springowski, again, Norfolk Southern Model. And it's a perfectly good operational Atlas Classic Series engine. I have not done anything to it other than put DCC in it, and I put new lights in there because the stock ones are really bad. Otherwise, I have not put any details or weathering or painting on it. I just kept it as is, stock. I run it actually quite often. It's a really, really good running engine. These Atlases run really nice. Here's an Atherm Genesis SC70 that I bought for super cheap. It was like 45 bucks, and it was, I think, an EMDX. It was one of those maroon colored EMD leaser engines. So I stripped it, painted it into GT, as you can see, did some light weathering on it. This was the very first, quote, modern GT engine I did. I did it before the other ones I'm going to show you. So it didn't really come out that great. It came out pretty good, the weathering I like on it. But I think I might eventually redo this engine. I'll get some metal grab irons for it and handrails and whatnot, because right now they're really not that good. This is actually when they were first made, the Atherm Genesis line. They're still made in the USA. On the box it says made in the USA. So the very first line they did, they were actually really not that great. So this engine doesn't really run that good. It's okay, but it's really nothing too spectacular. Came out pretty good either way though. Here is CP reel number 9524. This is an AC4400. This is a completely stock engine from Cato. I got this for like 70 bucks, so I thought I might as well buy it, even though I'm really not into CP that much. But these Cato units are really nicely detailed from the factory. They come out really nice. These are all stock parts on here, so I'm really impressed by how Cato has their engines coming out stock. Really nice engine. Here is DM&E XCP rail number 6075. This is an SD40-3. I'm very happy with how this came out though. This is a pretty heavily kit bashed engine. It's a Cato. Star Life is a Cato. I bought it for like 50 bucks. Super good running engine. I love it. But I bought new fans for it. As you can see on there, they're Canon & Company fans. Got a new horn, antennas and whatnot. Got the bell and a lot of details in the front, as you can see. The weathering is really what makes this engine stand out. As you can see, or you can kind of tell here, when DM&E first bought these things, they put a patch over the CP but nothing else. But the patch was really bad quality, so it started fading right there. And if you can kind of see, there's a box around it, and it started fading so you can still see the CP. But I think it came out really, really good. Here's the opposite side of it. About the same thing here, a little bit more chipping on the handrails. But the weathering came out excellent on this, and it's obviously custom painted. But it really did come out nice. I think this is my favorite weathered engine so far that I've made. This is GTW number 6420. This is the last GP40-2 that CN or GT has on the roster currently. It came out pretty good though. It's actually a blue box that I really insanely detailed. These are Smoky Valley handrails, and I have Canon & Company cab, Canon cab sub base here. Got the door open, everything, which is pretty cool. There's guys in there. It's got ditch lights. There's a snowplow on there, obviously. Canon & Company see-through steps right there, if you can tell. And I got Canon fans as well. Canon fans are a must if you want to make a good-looking engine. You gotta put those on there. They're really nice. And I got a couple of details in the back. But this thing came out really good. A lot of time invested in this thing. Not too much money because it was a blue box, so I really didn't put that much money into it. But this was more or less just to see how far you can take a blue box, because this thing is really high-end for blue box territory. This right here is probably currently my favorite engine. This is GTW number 4619. This is one of actually quite a few GP9Rs that CN has on their roster still in blue. This started out life as an NYC GP7 of all things, so I really had to do some heavy modifications on it to make it up to this spec. The frame I had to do so much freaking cutting to. I had to cut it down super thin because the GP7s had a big sill on the bottom, but these are just flat. So I had to do a lot to that. As you can see, I got ditch lights on the front and the rear. And then the most noticeable modification on these GP9Rs is the extended cab. I actually don't like how this came out on here because as you can see the line. So I really don't care for how that came out. I probably should have taken some more time to fill that in a little bit better. Everything from right here forward is all Canon. So the nose, the cab sub base, the cab. In the front there you got your snowplow, obviously. You have your ditch lights and some more see-through steps on there. But this thing came out really, really nice. I had to do so much work to this, a lot of time and money in this thing. Very happy with how it came out. Here's a pretty cool thing I'm working on. This is the very first Dash 9 that CN ever got, number 2500. And as you can see, it's pretty different because it's got a Canadian safety cab. This is made by Kaslow. The locomotive is made by Cato. These are really interesting looking cabs. But I got one side decaled so far. It's in a North American paint scheme. This side is blank, and I'm thinking my next video is going to be how to decal locomotives. I haven't done that yet, and I think it'll be pretty interesting for you guys to see how I do it because I think they come out pretty good. And here's the last thing I'm going to show you guys. I actually have two of these things. These are the brand new Kaslow Shops Dash 840 CMs. A few months ago, I contacted Kaslow just out of nowhere. Hey, are you guys going to make the Dash 840 CMs? And the guy's like, oh yeah, we're making them right now. How many do you want? So I got two of them, and I got two from the very, very first run. And the resin quality isn't that great, to be perfectly honest. I'm really not too happy with how they came out for $100. The little details on these things are really not that great. They're going to take a lot of work to make look pretty. Not too much work on this thing so far. I cleaned it up. It's actually about ready for paint work other than the frame. Obviously, I don't really have a frame working for it yet. I got 4 sets or 2 pairs of these Bowser Dofasco trucks. So they're going to be pretty pricey things, but I hope it'll be worth it because I got, like I said, 2 of the very first 100 ever produced, so this is a pretty rare engine to have. I think they've only done about 300 of these things so far. That's about it for this video. I know it's been super long. All my videos end up being super long. Sorry about that, guys, but that's just how they go. Thanks all for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the super long video, and stay tuned because I'll have videos coming out. I'm shooting for every week. Please don't hold me to that, but I'm shooting for at least once a week coming out with a video. So hopefully I stick to that. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.